Kellyanne, they're angry at Republicans, but they're not angry at me.
I love it. Look, when the two women won the governorships of New Jersey and Virginia last November and Mondani here in New York, I texted the president. I said, we prosper when you're in the Oval. We suffer when you're not on the ballot. I absolutely believe that because that's his coalition. He's the one who expanded it. More Hispanics, more African Americans, more young people, more women, more union households, more Jewish households, more Catholic households, more independents, you name it. But it's special for him. And I think so many of these candidates, Jesse, believe that the Trump touch and his endorsement is transferable. He's got the connective tissue. They don't show up at rallies like this, thousands at a time, tens of thousands at a time with the 1,000 or so rallies he's had. This is very special to him, but he will do what he has to do. He's going to spend the money. He does endorse you. He sends out a nice True Social post about you. Maybe he'll even come to your district or your state. He does these town hall rallies, which help juice up turnout. There's no question the left is energized and enthusiastic this time, not because of any great magic agenda, but because they are the party out of power. But I love, as the person who was there for the two impeachments, I love hearing him almost dare them to impeach him again. These are the jerks who promised America, did everything they could to put him in the big house, God forbid, and never again have him in the White House. And where is he? Where's his day job? Where is his home, everybody? He's back there. So, and I love the fact that his AG is about to be Todd Blanche, one of his personal attorneys who knows how to withstand that kind of slop and that kind of muck. But he's also calling them out by saying, you're going to waste the country's time. There's so much for us to do. Jeffries, Hakeem, I'm even willing to do it with you. If you'll play ball, that probably hurt Hakeem Jeffries. His opponents will raise money off of it. But the president is almost tempting and taunting them. But he's also telling them, stop wasting America's time when there's so much more to do.
Is that why he keeps teasing the third term?
You don't know why?
Because people are saying.
You guys go crazy. Yeah, I said you guys.
Who's you guys?
Just
reporters?
Harold, the impeachment. Will Hakeem be able to hold off the dogs and not impeach?
I don't know. I hope so. I was not for the first impeachment. I was for the second impeachment of the president after January 6th. But I think Democrats they're not going to win races in the fall by saying we're going to impeach President Trump. President Trump won in 2016, and I would build on the points that Kellyanne made in the first go-round about that you said that the DSA decided to take the Democratic Party. I would argue that President Trump, in a different way, decided to take the Republican Party and make it his, and he did successfully. I think I take a little issue with what the president said about how he says they're angry at the Republicans, but not me. Either he's not the head of the Republican Party, or he is the head, but he is completely detached from them. I think what people are mad at, Jesse, and again, I hope the president doesn't take this the wrong way, but he gave people two promises. I think he beat Kamala Harris for two primary reasons. First is she was not a great candidate, but his message was, I'm going to lower inflation and lower prices, and I'm going to get us out of this war. He said he would end the Ukraine war on day one, and that we would not find ourselves in wars. I think the American people took him at his word. Here we are now. Prices have not gone back down. The president has not lowered inflation and prices. We got a tough jobs number today. 3, he's building ballrooms and helipads and starting businesses, and I think people see that. And I think to his point, if I were him, I'd be trying to deflect also. But I think it's a hard argument to make to the American people that I know you're mad at the Republicans, but you're not mad at me. Because if prices were lower and we were not in these wars, I think the Republican numbers would be high, and frankly, so would his. His numbers are pretty low.
He did run on sealing the border, and he did that, Greg. And
I give him credit on it.
One of the main reasons he was elected.
I give you credit for
Well, I also have to say, Harold's got a point about the wars and stuff, but you have to look at the context of what you're up against, which is the Democrats. So what are they doing at the convention? Aren't they they're having a Republican convention?
Midterm, yeah.
Yeah,
Dallas.
which is
September 9th and
have they ever done that before?
No.
So this is
Democrats have. Democrats have done
but the Republicans haven't, Harold. Control yourself, young man. My goodness.
Getting excited.
Anyway,
Friday.
but they're doing, I think I read that they're doing a socialism telethon. Yeah. So this, to you, what you were talking about in the A block, this could be the first time that millions of young Americans get an actual scoop on the history of an ideology that killed tens of millions of people. And so the Republicans should not be half-assed on this. Do what the Dems did on January 6th. Get producers, directors, just blow your mind with this. Focus on documented outcomes. If you're going to talk about it, show the mass death, the chronic shortages, the repressed innovation, The gaps between the utopian promise and the grim reality. Soviet Union, China, Cambodia, Cuba, North Korea.
Canada.
Who could forget Canada? Vermont. And then, but think about it. This is not stuff that you have to talk about. You could show with archival footage, survivor testimony, economic data, interviews with historians, empty shelves in Venezuela, killing fields, the Great Leap Forward, the gulags. So, but the key here, you have to contrast this with the utopian propaganda. You have to show that gap between promise and reality, because right now we're going through the promise. We're going through the young people are buying the words, and we have to show how similar the words you're hearing today to the propaganda was before. And it always begins with that one thing, an attack on private property. That's where it starts, and we're seeing it in New York City. The only way you can achieve material equality in a world of individuals is confiscation of private property, and that can only be done through coercion and a denial of human nature, because there's always a variation in talent and preference and effort.
Yeah, the midterm convention, I'm going, Jillian.
Oh, good for you.
Are you going?
I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Don't wait for me, though. I'll be right behind you.
Okay. Do you think that's a smart idea, though? Just hammer that home right before the election?
Probably. I mean, I was thinking while Greg was talking about the appeal of some of these, like the promise, he called it, that same Reuters poll that on Monday found that President Trump had a 32% approval rating also found that for the first time in like a decade, let me get this straight. For the first time in a decade, voters perceive the Democratic Party as having a better plan for the economy than the Republican Party. That really surprised me. So I've been thinking about why that is. And I think it's in the face of, first the Biden administration, now the Trump administration, not really being able to lower prices to the degree that American families are comfortable with. A lot of people, young people especially, are thinking, okay, well, we might as well try and get as much free stuff as we possibly can. Maybe that's, the better of two bad alternatives right now.
Yep. Free stuff, usually the outcome. Gulags.
Something that will help Republicans. Something that helps Republicans, Democrats. I will say this, it's going to be hard for independents and even moderate Democrats like me to be enthusiastic for a Democrat who cannot say that Hassan Piker is wrong in talking about 9/11. I hate to give Republicans an angle here, but if we can't agree that America was in the right on 9/11,